It may have taken 2 whole years, but Logitech is finally releasing the potential of their direct drive Pro Racing wheel. The Pro wheel launched back in 2022 with a quick release and the promise of more products to come. Finally, we have those first batch of products that are directly compatible with the Pro wheel. And Logitech may have taken their time, but they aren't messing around, announcing a total of 7 new products. These include a quick release adapter, wheel hub, multiple steering wheels, and a multi-use handbrake shifter. Logitech sent me over the wheel hub and the track wheel, and I've been spending the past few weeks with these products to bring you my thoughts and review. Before I go any further, if you enjoy our product reviews or any of our sim racing content, please hit that like button and consider subscribing, as we're getting surprisingly close to 100,000 subscribers, which is pretty crazy. Now let's jump in and look at what the RS lineup brings to the Logitech party. There are actually 2 RS wheel hubs, although both are nearly identical. One is an Xbox compatible hub and the other is a PC only hub. So if you're thinking of buying just one, just ensure you're picking up the right version. These RS wheel hubs act in a similar way to the Acertech or Fanatec wheel hubs that we're used to, in that they contain all of the inputs and electronics to control your car in-game. And you can attach them to a variety of different wheel rims to create a semi-customized steering wheel. I'm using the RS track wheel, which is a GT style wheel rim that's ideal for racing games such as Assetto Corsa Competizione or the F1 games. I'm glad that these products have been released because it gave me a reason to use my Logitech Pro wheel again, and I had forgotten just how good this wheel really is. When I first saw these products, I was pleasantly surprised by their price. The RS wheel hub costs £119 or $129, and the Xbox version costs $139 or $149. This surprised me as it's around half the price of the Acertech wheel hub and a little bit cheaper than the Fanatec Universal hub. Plus, the Logitech RS hub looks a little bit nicer. You can pick up 2 official RS wheel rims at the moment, each retailing for $69.99, and a couple more will be available later this year. The real value comes if you buy the Pro wheelbase individually, which is now an option. This means you can purchase the wheelbase, the new RS wheel hub, and a wheel rim of your choice for slightly less money than the original Pro Racing wheel bundle. I did touch on it, but I do think the Logitech RS hub looks a little bit nicer than the Fanatec Universal hub, and when paired with the wheel rim, it creates a steering wheel that looks pretty much seamless. This design will look immediately familiar if you already own the Logitech Pro wheel. The design and layout of the inputs is almost identical to the original wheel, and there are a few differences, some good, some bad. On the face of the wheel, you get 2 extra buttons which provide additional inputs in game, which is a nice touch. The front-facing encoder has also changed orientation to become more of a second thumb encoder. The negative change comes on the rear of the wheel, where the 2 clutch paddles have been removed, leaving just the shifters. And this is a slight shame, as I always use these for standing starts, but at this price point it's kind of to be expected. The wheel hub itself is an all plastic affair, again to be expected at this price point, and this isn't too much of an issue as you only see a small amount of the wheel chassis after you mount a wheel rim. The hub itself feels a little bit more on the heavy side, and when paired with a wheel rim, this isn't an overly light wheel, probably a little bit heavier than the original Pro wheel. The inputs are of a similar quality to the original Pro wheel, so if you're happy with that one, you're going to be equally happy here. Although this wheel does have a little bit of rattle when shaked that the original wheel didn't have. Each button cap has a little bit of wiggle, and they aren't LED backlit, but they do have a pretty short throw and emit a nice click when pushed. Because all of the buttons are in the exact same place as the original Pro wheel, you're going to feel immediately comfortable, as you won't need to relearn any placements. For those that haven't used the Pro wheel, all inputs are in a pretty practical place and can be reached without moving your hand too far away from the steering wheel. You can find a joystick on the front left of the wheel, which is ideal for navigating menus in games that don't support a mouse. Yes, I am looking at you, F124. Other than the buttons and the joystick, you've got 2 encoders, and these kind of suffer the same problem as other wheels in that they feel a little bit too light. I often find myself trying to increase or decrease my TC or ABS by just one click, only to accidentally go up or down a few clicks and then have to readjust. Both encoders do also have an additional push function, giving you an extra programmable input in game. One notable change from the original Pro wheel is the inclusion of a rev bar across the top of the wheel. Now, if you've ever watched any of my early MOZA wheel reviews, you'll know just how I feel about diffused rev bars, and it's not positive. Logitech has decided to not include the individual rev light styling that is on the Pro wheelbase, and instead they've added a plastic diffuse strip over the LEDs. My thoughts are that this just cheapens the look of the wheel during use, and I flat out do not like it. Others may feel differently, but it's my biggest disappointment with the design of the RS wheel hub. This hub has been designed to only be used with the Pro wheel. On the rear is a non-removable quick release hub that lets it fit perfectly onto the Pro wheelbase. There's no functionality to attach a cable or use it with a different wheel. The two shifters are both constructed from metal and follow the same design as the original wheel. They've got a pretty solid click, which is a little bit on the louder side with a short throw. Overall, they feel pretty positive to activate, so nothing negative to really report. When it comes to attaching any of the Logitech RS wheel rims, you simply screw them onto the wheel hub using the 6 bolts on the front which come included with each wheel rim. I have the RS track wheel attached to my hub, and I have to say I do like the design. The ergonomics are slightly improved compared to the original steering wheel, with slightly chunkier hand grips and a more sculpted hand grip design which I really like. However, this wheel rim does feel cheaper than the original. Gone are the leather wrapped grips, and instead we've got rubber grips with a faux perforated appearance. It looks nice from a distance, but holding the wheel without gloves on isn't quite as nice or luxurious as the original. The bottom of the hand grip is also rubber, just without the perforated appearance, and the caps at the top of each hand grip are both plastic. Overall, this is a step down in quality. However, the two Momo wheel rims that are due later this year do appear to improve that quality significantly. The faceplate is still brushed metal like the original wheel, although it doesn't have the same concave appearance. As a whole, I prefer the improved ergonomics of the RS track wheel, but the downgrade in finish quality is a little bit disappointing. Ultimately, your decision on whether to buy this new wheel hub and any of the wheel rims comes down to how much you long for a new wheel rim for your Pro Racing wheel. After a 2-year wait, these new RS wheels are a refreshing update, providing more options on how your Logitech Pro wheel looks and feels. The RS track wheel in particular is a good option, as it provides a remarkably different experience to the original circular wheel rim. Being able to purchase the Pro wheelbase individually now means you can save a little bit of money by opting for this wheel hub and rim combination. And you have the potential to use a different wheel rim moving forwards. These added options are nice, although it's an approach that comes at a slight expense of a little bit of material quality.